my name is Jenna, this is Kyle, and we're going to be showing you how to take your own blood pressure today. The first step in taking your own blood pressure is to gather your equipment. So, we need a stethoscope and a sphygmomanometer, which is also known as a blood pressure cuff. The next step is to select which arm you're going to take your blood pressure on. When you're taking your own blood pressure, it's usually easiest to use your non-dominant arm, so in this case, Kyle's left arm. After you've selected your appropriate arm, you want to make sure you're sitting somewhere where you'll be comfortable for a few minutes. You have to be able to sit up straight and hold still. You also want a hard, firm surface to rest your arm on while you're taking your blood pressure. In this case, the arm of the chair works perfectly. Next, you're going to locate your brachial pulse. So you want to place your arm with your palm up on the hard surface and take your dominant hand, the first two fingers, and feel on the inner third of your elbow crease. And you should feel your brachial pulse right there. Next, you're going to put the blood pressure cuff onto your arm. You want to make sure there's no clothing in the way, as this can cause an inaccurate reading. And you want the edge of the cuff to be about an inch above your elbow. You also want to line up the mark that says artery with where you just felt your brachial pulse. And check to make sure the gauge is at 0 so that you get an accurate reading. After you've made sure that the cuff is on correctly, you can take the small silver bulb and turn it all the way to the right. While feeling your brachial pulse, you're going to squeeze the bulb until you can no longer feel your brachial pulse, and make sure you're watching the gauge to notice what number you can no longer feel it.
I can no longer feel it at 120.
Okay, you're then going to turn the knob all the way to the left to deflate the cuff. So your next step is to put the stethoscope on.
Now I put on the stethoscope by putting these two things in my ears, right, Jenna?
Correct. You're then going to slide the bell of the stethoscope just under the edge of the blood pressure cuff, over where you found your brachial pulse. You're then going to reinflate your cuff to 30 milligrams of mercury above the number you just felt.
So that would be 150, right, Jenna?
Correct. Once you reach this number, in our case 150, you're going to turn the knob slightly to the left so that it deflates by only about 2 to 3 millimeters of mercury per second. You want to notice the first sound that you can hear and the last sound that you can hear.
Okay, Jenna. My reading was 120 over 80.
So the 120 is your systolic blood pressure, which is the pressure of your blood against the arteries when your heart is contracting. The 80 is your diastolic blood pressure, which is the pressure of the blood against your arteries when your heart is relaxing. So it's written in that order, 120 over 80. You want to record your blood pressure, and then you can remove your equipment and you're all done.